Hi, I'm Monica and I'm the author of Stranger Country. My book documents a 30,000 kilometre road trip I took around Australia in 2016, and it's really an exploration of my relationship to Australia. I hope that from the book you understand some of the sort of stories of Australia that aren't really told in our popular understanding of the country, and I hope it makes you fall in love with Australia because it's just an incredibly beautiful place with an extremely rich and complex history, and we're so lucky to sort of have this incredible 60,000 year occupation of these lands with, you know, amazing diversity of culture and languages. But it's something that many of us don't really appreciate or understand. Yeah, I recently dug up this old piece of writing that I'd done, and part of the writing talked about this memory, this very strong memory I had of my local school library, and I think I described it as the womb-like feeling of the loft. You know, I just remember all these bean bags, it being so quiet and it being just a place of sort of an oasis of quiet that I could go to. And you know, as an author, I've loved books. I've absolutely loved books since I was young, and so you know that really was a space that helped sort of cultivate that love. So I recently had the great honour of one of my childhood writing heroes giving an endorsement to my book, which is Isabel Carmody. She wasn't when I was young, it was more in high school. She wrote this series called Over Newton, which is all about this misfit who goes out and has these huge adventures for very important reasons. And I think it sort of laid the foundations for me, definitely being someone who loves to travel, who loves to learn, who's curious, who's brave even, and it was such an amazing honour to have her sort of read my book about me as my own misfit, having my own adventures. I read the most incredible series just a couple of weeks ago. It's called The Three-Body Problem. It's by a Chinese writer called Liu Cixin, and it's a sci-fi series. It's about aliens who make contact with human beings, but really it's a story about civilizations. It's a story about what it means to be a human being and what it means to sort of survive against all the odds. And it completely made me rethink literature. Like it made me rethink the form that books can take, which is maybe the highest compliment that anyone can ever give to a writer.